Greetings, everyone. Well, apologize that there hasn't been any video updates in a while. It's because I have had a lot of computer issues with several of my laptops. Apparently, some software that I have is no longer able to run on the certain software, and I have to reinstall Windows on a completely different laptop, which decided to crash. Go figure. So, by dealing with that stuff and letting the, computers or whatever do what they need to do, I decided, hey, why not just record some update videos that I have been needing to get done for quite a while. Not only that, add some more additional content to my channel. So we got quite a pile of stuff to go through here, so I figure, why don't we just knock some of it out, especially with a lot of it having to deal with comic books. And granted, my shirt here is a Hulk shirt that I'd like to thank my wife for finding. So, on top of that, I think we'll start off with the Marvel stuff. Right here today, on the Media Files. Welcome back. So, in light of the Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania film that just came out, I figured, why don't we go through some of the latest MCU movies that I did not have in the collection. So starting off here, we have Benedict Cumberbatch in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Yes, everybody had no idea what they were in for, because Marvel said that they were going to be basically doing quote-unquote a horror movie. So when they officially announced that Sam Raimi was going to direct it, we were all like, oh boy, where are we going to go with this one? Is he going to start pulling some of the Evil Dead era stuff, or is he going to go more for Army of Darkness? What is he going to do? Turns out, yeah, he pulled some surprises off in this movie. As you all are basically aware of that particular scene, when you start seeing those characters show up, you're like, oh man. Especially when they bring in that little tiny theme music from a certain cartoon from the 90s. And you know which one I'm talking about. So, this movie, I was completely blown away with it. And, just the utter craziness that Scarlet Witch does in this movie. I mean, it's just, she goes nuts. It's just completely nuts of what she does with certain characters. Man, I tell you what though, I mean, there's just lots and lots of content also loaded on this disc. I mean, just look at all that stuff in there. I mean, just look at it. It's just loaded with extras. I mean, it's just, we'll go through them here in a little bit and figure out, how to... What's the thing? There you go. Next up, we have probably one of the coolest martial art movies that I've probably seen in quite a long time, and that they were supposed to feature the character of the Mandarin in Iron Man 3, in which, of course, we all know that really wasn't the case, ended up becoming much more of a comedy character. But what they had planned to do with the actor was that it was just, you couldn't have had a much better choice for that actor. But then they decided, well, let's kind of actually retcon it and decided, well, let's just make that more of a comedic character. So we have here on 4K, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So this movie, I was amazed at a lot of the martial arts that were in this film. I mean, a lot of it is just, you're like, they actually did a wushu film mixed with current martial arts and everything. And some of the stunts in here were just amazing of how they were able to pull it off. I mean, I'm surprised that they actually got Michelle Yeoh and Tony Leung in this movie to actually portray some of the older characters and whatnot. But I was surprised that But for most of these, I do have them on Blu-ray, but for the 4K, it was basically cheaper just to get the 4K. Even though I don't have a 4K TV or a 4K player, I will someday. Just not right now. I mean, you know, it's so to be honest, I really can't tell a difference between Blu-ray and 4K and all that. I don't see the difference. I really don't. But I mean, you know, just the amount of martial arts that are in this thing, some of the stunts, I have no idea how they were able to pull some of this off. I mean, you know, just especially with some of the actors that are in here, and I love the fact that they have Benedict Wong coming back into the series. I mean, I love his character. It's just completely amazing what he's able to do with a lot of this stunts and everything else like that. I mean, you know, especially with having Michelle Yeoh and Tony Leung in that movie. You know, I mean, if you haven't seen Hero, that movie is amazing. It has co-stars Jet Li and Zhang Ziyi from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I mean, you all should probably have seen that by now. But so next up, we have starring Angelina Jolie and Selma Hayek in Eternals. Now, this movie, it kind of was just one of those things where people are like, okay, are they going to pull another Guardians of the Galaxy? You know, introducing a lot of the characters that, you know, nobody really kind of knew. And as it turns out, it was long. And it was kind of confusing. I mean, because when you kind of pull all these different characters together and you have more of an emotional story versus kind of action, you're like, it's probably not really one of the best that they could have done. But, I mean, you know, it's pretty much a lot more of a setup movie, really, for what's possibly coming. But, you know, overall, this one is probably, I mean, sure, the visual effects and everything, they're pretty great and all, but, you know, the story-wise, just didn't really connect a whole lot with people. And I thought it's, you know, not one of Marvel's best. It's one of their weakest ones, in my opinion. But, you know, I'm sure that there's probably will be, you know, some sort of explanation or something along the lines of where they're going to go with Phase 5 and Phase 6. And finally, for the Blu-rays, we have Marvel's probably most emotional movie to this absolute date, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Now, from what I have seen out of this, which I was not able to see a whole lot of, because at the time, when this movie got released on Disney Plus, the traffic was so backed up on that one particular movie that all I got was just the blue circle, the rotating circle. Everything else worked fine, but so much traffic was watching this movie. And so, but from what I have seen out of it, yeah, you can tell that they really, really miss Chadwick Boseman, who played Black Panther in the Black Panther movie and also in the Civil War and a couple others. I mean, it's just tragic that we just lost him, you know, so young at 42 years of age. I mean, you know, he had so much left that was, you know, it could have been, you know, that we'll probably, obviously, we're never going to see, but, you know, they pay so much great homage to him within the first 5 minutes of this movie. And granted that it is almost 3 hours long, that is going to be an amazing movie to watch, and I'm probably going to watch it this weekend. But as far as the bonus Blu-ray or the bonus extras go, there's not really a whole lot on here. It just seems like that there's really only like a couple of featurettes and a commentary and a gag reel. But upon looking at Disney Plus, they actually have the making of documentary, which I noticed is not actually on here. So I don't know if they're going to re-release this after Oscar season or whatever that happens. But it would be nice if they would re-release this and have that documentary on there for consistency purposes, because a lot of them already have those on there. But, oh yeah, I mean, it's just so sad what happened to Chadwick Boseman, but I'm really looking forward to watching that, and I hope that it's as good as a lot of people are saying that they are. So next up, we have some latest in the animation collection that some of them I remember watching as a kid, and others I never did watch because I was busy watching other things, or I was just had too much going on at the time, and I was like, oh, it's another cartoon. So first up, we have from 1994, we have Iron Man, the complete 94 animated series. Now, I remember this show coming on when I was a kid, and, I mean, animation was pretty much not, just top-notch at that time, because it was on around literally the same time as X-Men and Spider-Man. And, it's just so cool that they have, all these different characters that some of them which have still not shown up at all in the Marvel movies, which I think it would be pretty cool if they were to add in some other characters that are actually not in the series at all, but are from exclusively like in this set. Now I know, for example, that they have finally introduced MODOK in the in Quantumania, which I probably will see that eventually, but I'll probably wait until it comes out onto Disney Plus, or if traffic gets too busy, then I'll just wait for it to come out on Blu-ray. But I mean, you just have the whole entire series, just on all 3 discs. There's only 3 discs here with no bonus features, unfortunately. But it's just glad that we have that, and it would be great if we could finally somehow Marvel would finally release, Spider-Man, the 90s series on DVD here in the States. I know you can get them out, out in the UK and all that, but, can you get that? Can we get it for consistency's sake? Please? Please? Up next, we have Marvel's first family, which I'm sure probably all of you who know who all 4 of those individuals are. So, first up, we have Fantastic Four, World's Greatest Heroes, Volume 1. I just kind of picked this up on a whim because, I remember watching the 94 cartoon when I was a kid and thought, hey, it's not too shabby, but, sometimes their animation shows or shorts are better than the live-action adaptations that they have made throughout the years. They've done it 3 times. And they still managed to mess it up. Can we get that fixed, Marvel? Hopefully, this upcoming Fantastic Four movie will actually put things right. I mean, there's not much here other than basically just 4 simple episodes. It's just basically just it just doesn't really specify, because for all I know is that you could just be getting 4 random episodes, and that's kind of what they do with a lot of these bare bone DVD releases. So, up next, we have Fantastic Four, World's Greatest Heroes, Volume 2, yeah, with the slipcase nonetheless. I mean, I was kind of lucky enough to actually find it with the slipcase, and, I know some people are big-time, slipcase collectors. I could care less, really. I mean, if I get it, great. If not, yeah. But what's really cool about this is that it actually comes with not only the little episode sheet with it, and but it also does come with a package of trading cards, which I have yet to open. I have no idea if I'm even going to open those. I probably won't. But, I mean, there's just so much. I mean, it just looks so good. I mean, the animation just looks amazing. Like, it's got a lot more of anime style versus the old school 90s stuff. And, I mean, I'm just looking forward to watching this finally, because I know a lot of my certain members of my family, they're into comic book movies and that type of thing, so they enjoy watching a lot of that stuff. And finally, we have Fantastic Four: World's Greatest Heroes, Volume 3. Yeah, so apparently there's only 4 episodes basically per disc or whatever, but I know that there actually is a season 1 collection set, which is 4 discs, and I believe it actually is it's 26 episodes of the series, I believe. I'm not quite certain, but I know that it has a bonus disc that has like a making of behind the scenes featurette on it, and how they were in some other bonus episodes and whatnot have you. And like I said, I think that those are only just I think that's only about half the series, I think, but I really don't know until I watch it all. So, with that in mind, quite a lot of stuff to go through here in the upcoming weeks. And so hopefully I'll be able to track down that season 1 set. And if so, I'll probably just get rid of these because, I'd much rather have, the complete series set versus having 3 separate discs for everything. That way it's all, just kind of put together and what have you. So yeah, that is it there for now, and lots of really good Marvel stuff to watch. So, then I will be hopefully posting these here sometime soon, maybe over the weekend, hopefully. Until then, I'll see you later.